I think I've had enough. I think I've had enough. I think I've had enough. I think you've 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 had enough. I think we've 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 had enough. People acting like they know me, but I'm happy that you stay that way. I can kiss your ass goodbye. This is my rebel die. This is my rebel die.
Chat! Welcome to the stream! Hello! My cat's saying hello as well. Sorry, we just had me pump the microphone. I was trying to tap on the microphone, it wasn't turning on, so I just slapped it, and that's when it turned on, and I was like, ah, shit! Hello, how are we going, fellas? Hello, Anime. Thank you for the 32 months, by the way. I got you in the book already. Let's go! Animate in the book. What will they do? Oh, there we go. Animate in the book. Anime, the last time you were in the book was at 25 months, dude. It's been ages. I had to flick back. 25 months, not, yeah. Did I say no, I said 25. Why? For a second I thought I said 27. Okay, anyway. Last time you were in the book was 25 months, so it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Shush! Animate the book. What would they do? What would they do? Anime, thank you for the 32 months. That's crazy, dude. 2 years and 8 months. Shush! Hello, Pluto. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Rami. Rami, I saw the message you just put in the mod chat. Mod of the year right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody part ways. Become. My cat's wondering what's going on. It's okay. Oh, what? Oh. Keep getting to actually press share when it tells me. Oh, don't worry. I've done that tons of times as well. My cat's just... Chat, you know... You know the, like, the grayscale, like, Chad face dude where it's like... My cat's looking at me like that right now. What? What? What's going on? Whoa, what's happening? Hello, gorgeous. Anyway, chat, how's it going, fellas? Oh man, did we like the Yap Fest video that I put out the other day? I was actually surprised that seems to. I mean, there wasn't like much interaction with it, but there was some private messages that got sent around about it, which I thought the reception was a lot nicer than what I thought people would. I didn't think people would really want to interact with it because I literally just yapped for about 45 minutes. Okay, hang on, let me get the music on. Loud. Is that better? Is this good? Good volume? I think so. Here we go. How's it been though, fellas? How you guys been going? Oh, I've been trying to get into this diet that I'm supposed to be on, and man, some of the stuff's good, some of the other stuff is not so good. Anyway, Kitty, come on, just here. Yeah. Come on. Oh, you gotta go lie down here. There we go. Lie down. You got tons of space. Go on. You see the top of her head. Oh! You get a little fat, gorgeous. Good. Hello, cutie. Oh, she's so cute. She was asleep, and then right as I went to go start streaming, she was like, "Hi." Oh, kitty, we love the kitty, man. Huh? How are you? I'm still pretty tired. I only woke up like an hour ago. What time is it right now? Where's my mouse? I've lost the mouse. There it is. I only woke up like an hour ago, but man, I'm still really tired. I had a very late night last night, so trying to get some work done. I had a nap like earlier that night. Anyway. There's stuff. Alrighty, chat. So this stream, I was thinking, I think we have Detroit Become Human installed. Shadow bought this for me like a year, I think, ago now. And I've been saying I was going to play for ages, and I just didn't get around to it, so I was either playing other games or I just completely forgot how to download it. So, I'm thinking maybe we can start some Detroit Become Human. Yeah, it's downloaded, sweet. What time is it for me again? It is 10:39 AM. You saw that, thank you. Is that better? Is that a better volume there? Man. Yeah, it's 10:39 for me at the moment, so we probably won't stream for too long. We'll probably jump into. We might play a little bit of Detroit. Okay, actually, chat. I'm gonna run a poll. I'll let you guys pick what we play. Either, and I haven't touched this game in a couple of weeks now because I've been too busy. How do I run a poll? I forgot. I forgot. Chat. I forgot. Here we go. Okay, chat. I'm gonna let you guys pick. Do we play Detroit Become Human? Do we play Web Fishing? I'm trying to see if there's another option I can give you guys here. Actually, there is another one that we could start because I have it downloaded as well. Okay, chat. We can either play Detroit Become Human, Web Fishing, Outer Wilds. We haven't started this one yet, and I've been told it's really, really good, and I've seen absolutely nothing about it. Is there another option I can give? We will play God of War Ragnarok, but my brother is borrowing my PS5 at the moment, so I don't have it hooked up, so we'll have to pause, chat. We're gonna have to pause on that one. Also, I might need to duck out halfway through the stream because I'm supposed to be getting a parcel today, which has got something really, really, really cool inside of it. And I want to make sure, because it's raining at the moment, I want to make sure it doesn't get water damage. So if it turns up, I'm gonna have to duck out and grab that. Just letting you guys know. All right. Chat, Detroit Become Human, Web Fishing, Outer Wilds, or alternatively, I would be willing to start a new Baldur's Gate 3 character. And the entire stream will probably just be us designing it. I'll let you guys vote. I'm gonna start the poll. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. I'll let you guys vote. Yeah, so we'll probably stream for now, maybe 2 hours or so. And then hopefully the box doesn't turn up while I'm streaming, because I might miss it. And it is definitely raining at the moment, so I really want to avoid getting water damaged. Okay, I'm just going to open up my tracking so I can make sure I've got an eye on this. Sorry, 1 second, chat. What are we thinking? Web. Oh, we got 2 for web fishing and 2 for Outer Wilds. We need someone to break it. We need someone. It's about to run out. Chat, someone break it. Wah! Okay, I'm gonna run that one more time. I'm gonna run it one more time. With just those 2 options. While I quickly set this up. Web fishing. Outer Wilds. Okay, there we go. And let me get the FedEx tracking wheel here. Oh, it's on the vehicle for delivery, chat, this is so exciting. Where the fuck do I track this? Okay. Alright, hang on. Okay. I think this is correct. Let's go! It's out for delivery, chat. This is so exciting. Holy shit. Unfortunately, you guys are not going to be able to see what this thing is. I'm not going to be doing an unboxing of it. Because it's for one, you know, the secret question mark channels that, do we only have 1 vote in that poll? Why can't you vote? Anime, what would you have voted for? I was gonna say, only 1 vote. Yeah, you guys aren't going to be able to see that because it's for one of the question mark pings that are on my Discord channel at the moment. I still need to get quite a bit of things set up for that. So you guys aren't going to be able to see what it is, but it is very cool. It is super cool. Okay. Also, seeing, like, that one thing, seeing that out of the handful of things that I've got for this, I'm, like, waiting to be delivered for this channel, would absolutely probably give away what it's for. Holy shit, it's heavy. It's 2 kilos? Damn. Alright, chat, take your guesses. What do you think it is? Alrighty. You voted Outer Wilds? Remy, what did you vote for? Remy, be the deciding factor here. Are we doing web fishing or Outer Wilds? If we do web fishing, I can start up a lobby. Alright, I'm just gonna move this over here. Move you guys over here. There we go. Alright. I'm pretty much finished with my I'm pretty much finished with my web fishing, like, catalog kind of thing. I just need to I want to get all the achievements from the boards now, so upgrade all my shit. Fun with either? Oh. Okay, the question is, do you guys want to go through the effort of getting your own PC set up to play web fishing with me, or do you just want to watch me stream something? Because I can do either. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe Outer Wilds, just because I've heard really good things. Like people said for ages I should play this game, and I just have not played it yet, but I have it now, and it's downloaded. So. Oh my god. This thing's coming from like an hour away, dude. Okay, the box might not be here while I'm streaming. It says before 10 PM, so it might not be until like this afternoon. Where's Shadow when you need them? Okay, chat. I'll make the executive decision. Let's do Outer Wilds, just because I've already played a shit ton of web fishing. I've never played Outer Wilds before, so this will be a new experience for all of us, alright? Oh, it's a controller game. Hang on. Fuck yeah, dude. I was hoping it would be a controller game. Hang on, there's cat hair all over it. What's all this? Are you gonna lie down or are you just gonna crash there? Go on, have a lie down. Have a lie down. Move that. Hang on. Hang on, kitty cat's not settling down. You wanna go over on the blankie, hey? Just have a lie down, chat. This is the ultimate showdown. Ultimate destiny. Fuck, it's... Okay, hang on. Okay, chat, does anyone else get the issue with Steam where you need to start it in administrative mode, otherwise it just does not function? What's with that? Why does that happen? Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see if this works. Chad, he thinks I'm nothing but an infant. It's like, ha! You think that you can run this adult game? No, no, you need to go back to Roblox, man. What do you think you're doing here? Alright, it is starting up. It's actually good. I don't think I properly enabled my controller anyway, so this is probably the best thing. Permission to do something? That's exactly what it needs permission to do. I just don't know why it needs permission, because it never needed that until something happens, and then for some reason it just suddenly needed it one day. Animals. Ooh, it is. What part of the alphabet does O come after? It's before P. There it is, found it. Okay. Oh, it is an April. Okay. Alright, let's play that. Let's hit play, chat. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna pause the music there. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, chat. Perfect. Downloading content? Are you shitting me? I thought we were gonna be able to... Okay, alright, bring the music back. Take it back, chat. We're bringing that shit back. Okay, this music is not getting shuffled. I want to listen to... Fine. There we go. Alright, chat, we're just gonna give it a beat. We're gonna give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes is apparently what it needs. Oh man. Anyway, chat. There will be another vlog content thing on the Jesse Clark channel coming out. This will be week 2-ish. How long have I been doing things for that? This will be... No, I started the... Hang on, I'm think-thonking. Okay, you might not get a blog. You might not get a vlog post this weekend. You'll probably get one next weekend, because I want to make it every fortnight from like when I posted the last video, and that one got uploaded last week. So the next one will be the week after this one. But I am currently recording footage for it at the moment. So yeah, nice little, oh my god, day in the life of Anon, but like it happens every fortnight. That's crazy. It includes multiple days. Damn, that's crazy. By the way, chat, is there anything that you'd want to see me do, and I'm actually thinking and saying, I know, right? Chat, is there anything that you'd actually want to see me do in, like IRL content? I'm not gonna lie, chat, I really want to go ghost hunting. I really want to go ghost hunting. But there's not that many places in Australia that are, like, haunted. There's a place that's in... No, I go past it on my train. There's a place that's in Brisbane, called Bogo Road, which is, there's like a jail there, which is supposedly haunted. I kind of want to do like a ghost thing there, but no one IRL wants to go ghost hunting with me, chat. Everyone's too scared. Floss is too scared. My friend is too scared. No one wants to go ghost hunting with me, man. Who am I going to take? Maybe I need to try and convince Floss back into it. If Floss joins later in the stream, chat, remind me to ask to try and force Floss into coming ghost hunting with me. I need someone to go ghost hunting with, man. I want to make my own oh my god, what's it called? Holy shit, how have I forgotten this? I love ghost hunting videos. The box, the one that makes the noises when you touch the antenna. Or get too close to it. How can I not remember this? What the fuck? The box! The box, the thing! The fucking... Hang on. How have I forgotten what this is? Holy shit. Is anything going to load? Hello? What the fuck's this called? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's called the Spirit Pod. That's a brand. That's not what I'm... Is it just EMF? No, that's not... REM Pod! Holy shit, how did I forget that? REM Pod. It's really easy to make your own REM Pod, apparently. I've seen a couple tutorials about doing it. I want to make my own REM Pod so that I know there's absolutely nothing, like, fucking with the interior of it. Also, ghost hunting equipment is expensive as fuck, and I do not want to pay for it, so... apparently making your own REM Pod is, like, really easy, so I kind of want to do it so that it's, like, a very controlled environment. So I want to take a more scientific approach to ghost hunting, because I'm sick of people going in there, asking a whole bunch of random shit with equipment that they buy from ghost hunting specific websites. That just feels like it is a gateway to getting rigged equipment, because if you don't know what you like, if you don't know how the thing works and you just buy it from some random like online store, they could 100% just rig that shit, chat. I have such an issue with, okay, you know what, are we gonna get into a rant in here, chat? I have such an issue with so much ghost hunting equipment and like the way that so many ghost hunters do their content stuff, because they don't take it from, they're trying to prove that ghosts exist and they do absolutely nothing from a scientific perspective to prove that they're real. It's like, dude, how do you expect, I mean, lots of people believe it, but how do you expect, like, skeptics to believe you if you're not going to go through the proper scientific process to prove that it's real? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Rant time, boys. Man, it actually annoys me. Because, like, shit like the Alice box, or the fucking, the box that just spits out random words, how is that a legitimate ghost hunting piece of equipment? You just preload one of those things with a fucking dictionary, set it to like have a random generated time between each ones of the words that it spits out. Boom, sell that shit for $400 on your fucking website. That's what happens. How is it a legitimate piece of equipment? And every single big ghost hunting channel uses it, dude. Oh, it pisses me off. Oh my god. As far as I'm concerned, the only legitimate, like, ghost hunting equipment is the REM pods, especially if you can make it yourself, which they're very easy to make yourself because you can use door alarms for it. The only legitimate pieces of equipment that I think actually have some merit are the REM pods, the EVP boxes, the ones that record your voice and, like, wait for, like, other input. Specifically only if you're going to put it down on like a flat surface, not hold it yourself, because you're so close to the box, even like skin rubbing against it might distort the volume and have some kind of like impact on the thing. Have one of those EVP things, but put it on the ground, no one touches it, get as many people out of the room as possible and do that. I think that is also possible. The Estes method with like the Spirit box is, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, because you would need to have a lot of confirmation on that to figure out whether or not it is actually real, but I kind of lean towards it not, but at the same, I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. Sorry, I'm getting mad sidetracked. Hang on. You know what? I'm just gonna get into this real quick before we start the stream. Thermal cameras. I mean, you can't really bullshit a thermal camera, so I definitely think that those are a legitimate way of doing it as well. Floss, you're here! Oh my god!
Top nerd missing you
Hello, Floss. Floss, you don't listen to Two Door Cinema Club, do you? The band? Either way, 37 months, holy shit, thank you, dude, welcome in. Floss, I wanted to ask you, you're probably gonna say no to this, and I don't know whether I've already asked you, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, I think you might have said no before. No, you don't? Oh, sad, I'm gonna go see this Friday. Floss, you should go ghost hunting with me, man. 37 months, sheesh. Floss, go ghost hunting with me. Start a ghost hunting channel with me. Oh my god, oh my god. 11, 12, 24. There we go. Yo! Floss in the book, what we should do. Thank you, Floss. Bet! Holy shit, I didn't think you were gonna say yes! Dude, you're terrified. You're terrified of, like, horror stuff. The fuck are you doing saying yes? I'm not complaining. What are you doing saying yes? Dude, there's a jail in, like, the middle of Brisbane that's apparently haunted. I'm just saying, we could do that at some point. I need to get some of the equipment first, so maybe after Christmas. Oh shit, my pants feel content. Floss, we need to Floss, let's establish this first. Are you a ghost believer? Do you believe chat? I don't even think we're gonna play Outer Wilds at this rate. We're just gonna sit here and chat for a bit. Floss, do you believe in the paranormal? You do? Oh, we need a skeptic. I mean, I'm kind of a skeptic. I take him more as scientific. Duh. Okay, well. Do you have any... Okay, better question. Do you have any, or like, do you know anyone that has like a ghost, like, or a paranormal, supernatural kind of like story that you believe? Ebony, welcome in. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about ghosts, Ebony. We're talking about ghosts. Oh my god. Does anyone in the stream have good paranormal story that they want to share? I have one. I think I told him to stream a couple of times. Do you guys remember the one about when I was at my nana's place? I can retell the story if you guys don't. Not the ghosties. I want to go ghost hunting, man. I want to go ghost hunting so bad. I was just ranting. I was having a rant session about the fucking ghost hunting equipment because there's so much shit that is so bullshit and I hate it because these fucking paranormal investigators go onto a site that specifically sells paranormal equipment and then uses that as legit scientific evidence to do their paranormal investigations. It's like, no, how can you trust a site that specifically sells paranormal equipment to be an impartial seller of paranormal equipment? If you're not an engineer and you don't know what happens inside of the electronics, then you can't call that a legitimate piece of evidence. Hello, Red. Welcome in. We're talking about paranormal stuff. Red, do you have any paranormal stories you want to share with the chat? I have one, but it's honestly probably nothing. Share that shit. I want to hear. I want to hear. Never happened or know anything, but I feel like there's spooky shit around. you just got the general vibe. Sarah should probably go to sleep when I am, so probably not a good time for me to join. Apologies. Yeah, I'm chat, let me just restart my rant for a second here. I kind of just restarted it then, but what I was saying is, the only legitimate evidence of like paranormal investigation shit that I actually believe might have some merit is the EVP devices, the ones that you record your voice and then like it like records the sounds and like distorts it a little bit so it can pick up like really low level sounds. That would be the only thing that I believe, but only if you're not going to be touching it. It needs to be on a flat surface. You need to have as little people in the room as possible, and all of you need to be absolutely still for it to work. That would be the only time that I count that one as a legitimate piece of evidence. That one, the spirit box I'm 50-50 on, because like it would need to be you need to have very coincidentally timed things, and like, a lot of it is like, I just see people extrapolating like words and shit from things that could just be random shit. Like it's not very explicit in what it says. I don't think that one's as legitimate piece of evidence. The REM pod I think is a legitimate piece of evidence if you know how that works. I'm gonna make my own one because I want it to be a legitimate as fuck. Thermal imaging, you can't bullshit, so thermal imaging is also, I would say, a legitimate way to do that as well. The flashlights are bullshit because they change the temperature fluctuations. You can't believe that shit. You know, the ones that like flicker on and off. The way that those ones work is, you can't really count that as like a legitimate piece of evidence. The music box, maybe, but again, only if you make it yourself and only if you know how that shit works. Looking what else? I'm looking at like a whole bunch of different ghost hunting equipment at the moment to see if there's anything else I would actually say is good here. You and Kay got scared of the basement for years because we once saw lights in the back corner when we were like 6 at the oldest. Lights in the back corner? And what kind of lights? You're gonna be more specific here. Let's say no to ghosts, but I won't be surprised if there is ghosts. Okay, alright, gotcha. Do you want me to retell my ghost story? Because it is a little bit spooky and I still don't have an explanation for it. If ghosts exist, cool. If not, cool. Either way, I don't care as long as they don't mess with my food. At this point, yeah, I think most people are just like, dude, so much is going on in the world already, we don't really give a shit. But it would be cool to have like definitive evidence either way. I have blueprints in my head for a very specific like piece of equipment that I want to make. The issue is I don't know mechanics well enough to make it. I need someone who knows mechanics who can build this for me because it requires a lot of finesse in it, and it would be very prone to like possibly going out of tune. So I need someone to make this for me. Just 2 lights spinning around. I don't remember it much. Did Brent have like a bouncy ball in there that was kind of lit up at one point? Rest in peace, my guy. Rest in peace. Wait, hang on. Did you send something through? No, okay. Oh, hang on. There we go. Me thinking, is that ghosts definitely do exist? The only question is whether they are literal dead spirits or just memories. That is a good question. That's a good question. I'm honestly smack bang in the middle. I don't 100% believe, but I don't disbelieve either. I don't really know which way to lean because there has been some weird shit, and like I've got my own story that like I can't really explain, unless like I mean I don't know. It's difficult, right? Congrats, Anam, you were being relegated to background noise now so I can do work. No! That bottle was you like my bottle? You like my bottle? It's like 2.5 liters, I think? Something like that. 2.2! Let me read animates, hang on. I was on a walk on a trail in Maine and was separate from my family. Can't remember if they were ahead or behind me, and suddenly I heard what sounded like a little girl singing across the river. I tried shouting hello but didn't get a response. We had passed a few people but none of them were a little girl, and I only heard it when I was alone. That's a little bit creepy. I'd say that's a little bit creepy. That's very creepy. Was it like actual words or was it like humming? That's my next question. I genuinely got a bit nervous when that happens, but I could have just missed the person. Alternatively, it could have been a bird, but it depends. I don't know what it sounded like, so. I'd recommend alternating arms when drinking from it. Sorry guys, my personal trainer is in chat right now. Oh man. Yeah, hang on, I'm just looking at the other like things in here. The light up balls, I could go either way, maybe. Like, I could see that they could work sometimes, but sometimes maybe not. The dowsing rods, definitely, I think those are kinds of, that is not correct. Like, I don't think there's any merit in those. The parabolic microphone, I would be more inclined to believe that is a legitimate piece of evidence, because I don't know how you could really bullshit that. The only way you could bullshit is by misinterpreting the sounds that you're hearing. So that's more of a human error than it is like a piece of equipment error. The EMF meters... Everyone carries a phone in their pocket now, dude. You can't really rely on an EMF to be completely like 100% like no bullshit, unless you don't have any kinds of electronics with you, which if you're going to be recording ghost hunting videos, you're going to have one with you, or if there's no walkie-talkies in the premises, or like nothing that can possibly pass through it. Like, it's difficult to do that in a world that's so like centered around electricity now. So unless you're going to be doing a completely remote area with absolutely no pieces of equipment, I don't think those really work. Temperature meter, I would be actually really intrigued to bring temperature meter, like a thermometer kind of thing, into a ghost hunt, because that's one thing that most people don't bring to ghost hunts. But like, I think that probably would also be like, with the thermal imaging, those two together would probably be like, you can't really bullshit those. I still think the Alice box, the one that spits out words, is such a bullshit piece of investigative equipment. That is so bullshit, dude. I don't know how anyone brings those to an investigation and thinks that they're a legitimate piece of evidence. I think those teddy bears, the EMF teddy bears, are pretty cool as well, actually. Yeah, I think those are probably my top picks, honestly. It was words, I'm pretty sure, but I couldn't make it out. Huh. Interesting. That's very interesting. You held it like a small child with a rock. I think I'm gonna dip now before I get too spooky to sleep, so I'll catch you all around. See you later, Ebony. Have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye. Have a good stews. Dude, as a dynamic will be for professional and a dumbass. Okay, but that would be content. That would be quality content, Floss. That you don't understand. That would be so quality content. That would be so good. Anyway, I'll retell my ghost story. So I told this a couple times on the stream. You guys might remember it when I start talking about it, but I'll retell it. So, I believe it was grade 8. So I would have been 13 or 14, I think. I think I was 13. Might have been just after my birthday. I was either 13 or 14. I was closer to 13 than I was 14, I'm pretty sure. So, it was in grade 8. I was at my nana's place because she lives on like a big acreage property. She's on like 10 acres in like way out west. So she was like, she lives on this big old property. It's a big old house, like a really old house. Like it's, you know, the old wooden kind of houses. It's one of those. So I would go out and visit her every like school holidays. I would go over for like a couple days or a week or something like that, and I'd just stay with her. And usually I go with my brother, but for whatever reason, my brother started getting a little bit more like, I don't want to do that as he got older. So like I think this was the first time that I ever went up there without my brother being there as well. So it was just me and my nana, and I went up to her place to spend a couple of days. And the first night, it was either the first or the second night that I was up there, because it was school holidays and I'd never stayed up late. At this point, I was like to myself, I'm gonna be a bit of a rebel. I brought this book with me, and it was a really good book, and I didn't want to stop reading it. And so for the first time ever, I stayed up until 1 in the morning reading a book, chat. It was the first time I ever did this. And so it was a really good book. I was really engrossed. I checked my phone at one point and it said that it was 1 in the morning, and I was like, damn, I should probably like go to bed now. So it's like, I remember this so vividly. It was like 1:09. I remember the specifics of this so well. Like all of this went down between like 1:08, 1:09 to like 1:13. And then from then on, I didn't sleep for like another like 10, 15 minutes. So it got to like let's say 1:08. So it got to 1:08 in the morning, and I looked at my phone, and I'm like, damn, it's getting pretty late. And there was a blue nightlight on in the room. That was the, aside from like a little lantern that I had on, the blue nightlight was the only light that I had, like the only light source I had in this room. So the nightlight's on, the lamp's on. I grabbed my phone, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab myself a drink of water before I go to bed. I'm just gonna go to sleep now because it's way too late. So I turned on the flashlight on my phone, and I get up. And what you need to know about my nana's like house is that it's got a very high ceiling, so the doors are fucking huge. They're big doors. So so my room is, let me just try and face you guys so I can show this properly. I'll show it like imagine this is a bird's eye view, right? Imagine you're looking at this from a bird's eye view. So my room is here. Out here, there's like a living room, like up here. It's like it's not really, it's kind of like a living room, but there's like a living room here that is next to another living room, like just here. There's like a couch and TV. There's like a little table out here. Then there's a hallway that goes down here, and my nana's room is right next to my room, like right here, right? So my nana is sleeping on the other side of this wall. I can hear her snoring through the walls. So that's there. Then what you do, then there's like a door here, and then there's a bedroom here, then there's the kitchen is down here, and then you can go down a step, and there's like a dining room here, and then like a bathroom up here. So I'm in here. I come out I used to leave the doors open because they're so big that I couldn't close them properly because they were like really heavy doors because they're massive. So the door was open, and it had always stayed open. I'd never shut the door at any point when I'd ever gone up to my nana's place because they were big ass doors, right? So the door was open. I walk out, I go down here, I enter the kitchen over here. My nana's property doesn't have like good running water because it's all like rainwater from a tank. So she keeps it in like a little like cardboard box like that she buys from the supermarkets. So I come out here, I grab a glass, I fill up from this little cardboard box like to get a glass full of water. I turn around, I leave, I go back through here, I come back through the door. The instant that I walk through the door, I get this horrible feeling washed down my back, and I can't even explain this. I don't even know how to explain this properly. Like, if you guys have had a feeling like this before, you know what I'm talking about. It's just that kind of feeling where like your stomach drops and like it just like, you know how you got like a feel of bad that just runs from like the back of your like spine, like the back of like the base of your skull all the way down the spine. I had that feeling. It wasn't cold. It was just a bad feeling. I didn't notice any temperature differences. Like, I mean, then again, it would have been winter when I went, so that's kind of hard to judge. But I just had this absolutely awful feeling, like my gut sunk, and I was like, something isn't right. So I'm holding my glass of water, and I paused in the doorway, and I was like, this just feels so weird, dude. So I don't know what pushed me to do this, but like for the first time ever, I grabbed the handle of the big door, and I fucking dragged that shit to close it. And so I closed the door, and I kind of paused again. I was like, that was so weird. I was like, but I didn't really think much. I was just like, whatever. I'm just being stupid, right? It's 1 a.m. I'm probably just paranoid. I've never been up this late before. Whatever. I'm gonna go to bed. So I walk over, I crawl back into bed, I put my glass down on the side, I turn off the lamp. The entire room is lit only by the blue nightlight now. And so I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna go to bed. So I pull up the blankets, I'm lying down, I'm completely still because I'm just about to drift off to sleep. And from down the end of the house, from the direction I've just come from, I hear this fucking door. I hear a door go... Boom! like the kind of boom that's, you know, like, so have you guys ever been on a house with like a house with wooden floors, right, that's raised above the ground and like jumped? It was that I felt the vibrations. It felt like someone had jumped on that's I don't know how better to explain that. Like, if it's specifically if you're on a house that has the raised floors, or if you're like the second house of a building and it's got the wooden floors that are a little bit unstable, so when you jump on it you can feel the vibrations throughout the whole house. You know what I'm talking about, right, chat? And I was like, holy shit, because it wasn't my nana. I can hear her snoring through the walls on the complete opposite direction from where that came from, right? And from the sound of where it came from, it sounded like it came from the bathroom door, which is like the last bit of the house before you get outside, right? So like, that was the direction that it sounded like it came from. Like spatially, I could tell that was where it came from. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I was like, oh my god. Morning to you, welcome in. I'm telling my ghost story at the moment. I was like, what the fuck? Did you have a break in? No, this is my ghost story. And I'm about to explain why I think this is a ghost story and not a paranormal thing in just a second. And not a break-in, sorry, in just a second. So, my nana, what you need to know here is that my nana did, like, at the time, she did have quite a few animals. She had, like, cats and stuff. None of the cats would come inside when I was, like, around the property. So, like, brushing it off as, like, a cat, it was way too heavy to be a cat. Even if a cat, like, tripped and fell and fucking face planted on the floor, the sound that this thing made and, like, the level of vibration that it made throughout, like, the entire house was way too heavy to be a cat. She had possums as well. It was way too heavy to be a possum either. And that's, I mean, you could argue for those. The reason why I don't think either of those were an option was because of what came next. So, I'm sitting in bed, I've just heard the door creak open, and the massive thud, and the entire thing was shaking. I can hear my nana snoring next door, and there's no one in the house but us two. None of her animals should be in the house. Possums could get into her roof, so you could argue it might have been one of those. But I'm sitting there, I'm freaking the fuck out. If I open up my old phone, I might be able to find these messages still, but I started texting like 3 of my friends, freaking the fuck out. I'm like, guys, is anyone awake, please? I was like, guys, something, I think there's a ghost. I was freaking the fuck out, man. Anyway, no one responds to me, obviously, because we're 13, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, no one's awake. So I eventually managed to calm myself down. I'm like dead still in this bed. No other noises happen. I don't hear anything else. I don't get any more bad feelings. Eventually I managed to drift off to sleep, right? So I go to sleep. The next morning I wake up, I walk outside, I walk into the kitchen, my nana is making breakfast for herself or something in there. And I look at my nana and I'm like, This is gonna sound really crazy, but like, gee, like, have you noticed anything weird happening in this house before? The ghost is blocking your reception. Yeah. Bro was just like, bro was reading over my shoulder like, nope, not gonna send that one, not gonna send that one can stay here. I walked out there and I'm like, Nana, this is gonna sound really weird, but have you noticed that, like, anything weird happens around here? And she's like, weird how? And I'm like, well, do you have any, like, I don't know, like, ghosts encounters or anything up here? She's like, oh yeah, no, that's just the house ghost. I'm sorry, the fucking what? This is the first I'm hearing about this. I was like, sorry, repeat that one to me again. And she was like, yeah, no, there's this, she was like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's just this, like, friendly little ghost that just kind of, like, lives around the apartment sometimes, because, like, you know, I'll put things down, and, like, I'll walk away, and I'll come back, and they've been, like, rotated, like, around a little bit, or, like, I'll put something small down, and I'll leave the room, and I'll come back, and it's on the other side of the room, and I'm like, what, were you planning on telling anyone about this? What the fuck? I was like, what do you mean this just happens? And she was like, yeah, no, that happens all the time. And I'm like, and she was like, why? Did something happen? And I was like, yes, something happens. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, I was in bed last night and I was sitting there and heard something large jump on the floor. And she's like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, it was kind of weird. So I, oh my God. So I was like, okay, because I'd had all night, like, I'd had my sleep right, I'd calmed down, and I was like, you know what, I need to go and just, for peace of mind, I need to just figure out exactly where this noise came from, because I was about 90% sure that the noise had come directly from the bathroom door and, like, just outside of the bathroom door, but I wasn't 100% certain, and I wanted to narrow this shit down. This is where it gets way more interesting, chat, and this is what confirms to me that it was not a cat and it was not a possum, because I went to the bathroom door and I grabbed onto the handle and I opened that shit as slowly as possible, and then I closed that shit as slowly as possible, and then I opened it fast and I closed it fast. Chat, the door doesn't creak. So I'm like, well, maybe I just got the door wrong. So then I go to the bathroom, to the bedroom that's next to the door, just slightly down the hallway. I go to the bedroom door and I open that slowly, and then I close it slowly, and I open that fast and I close that fast. The door doesn't creak. I'm like, okay, so maybe I got it really wrong what direction this came from. So I go to the door that's opposite the bedroom door, which is the pantry door, and I open it slowly, I close it, I open it fast, I close it, it doesn't creak. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Every single bit, every single door in this house. I test everything, chat. I test every single door in the house. I test the doors that weren't even on the same side of the house. I test the doors that were down my nana's end of the house where the sound didn't even come from. I test every single door in this house. And then I think, well, maybe I'm going completely insane here. And I go back and I test every single window in the house as well, just in case one of those creaks instead. Chat, nothing creaks. Nothing creaks. There was not a single thing in that house that creaked. No windows creaked, no doors creaked. I went downstairs and I tried the shed door as well. That shit didn't creak, it just made the tin shed noise. Nothing creaked. There was not a single door in this house that creaked. How did I hear the creaking noise? What? I was being scientific about this shit. I tested everything. I tested everything that had a hinge on it. I tested that shit. Nothing creaked. It was all well oiled. There was not a single thing in this house that creaked. How did I hear the creaking noise? It was so plainly obvious that it was and it was slow too, because it wasn't just like it wasn't a noise that you could just mistake for being a door hinge, right? It was a very slow door opening. It went boom. It was unmistakable. How did I hear the door creak, dude? That's the part that gets me. The loud thump on the ground, you could explain that, sure. The door creaking, what the fuck? Oh my god, I've never played a ghost story in my life, but the way you've told the story, I fully believe you. The thing is, this wasn't just like a dream either. A, I don't have dreams this vivid. B, I have the text that I sent my friends from this happening. So this is a legitimate thing that happened. I don't know how to explain this. I'm fully willing to be more scientific about my encounters with stuff like this. This is really the only time something like this has happened. I'm fully willing to be transparent and more scientific about this, but I cannot explain where the creaking door came from because nothing in the house creaked. What? I told my mum about the ghost hunting and she wants to come. Dude, your mum would actually kind of crack this ghost hunter, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be down for your mum to join us. Anyway, like, I don't have an explanation for that. I tried, I really tried to disprove, like, that it could have just been something, like a wind opening a door or something like that. But the fact that there was not a single, and I tested it twice. I tested all those doors there when I realized none of those creaked. I went the opposite end of the house, I tested all of those, tested the front door. That was not even remotely the direction it came from, but I tested it anyway. And then, when none of those worked, I thought, well, maybe I need to put more pressure on, like, the door. Like, maybe it was like, you need to put more pressure down or up. You know, sometimes if you get, like, hinges on a weird angle, they creak. So I did another entire sweep of the house, putting different pressures on the doors, and still nothing creaked. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. It was a weird fucking thing, chat, and I've never had something like that ever happen again. Granted, that was one of probably the last times I went back up to my nana's place. Not because of that specific encounter, I grew older and I got busier with stuff. But that's really the only, like, I've never had a paranormal experience happen after that. I've never really had one happen before that. I don't know how to explain that. It was weird as fuck, dude. Oh. Anyway. I've had weird encounters, but definitely nothing I could narrow down as being paranormal, except for that thing. One of the other memorable weird encounters I had, which isn't paranormal. This is actually, do you guys, okay, are we just gonna tell stories for this stream? I was gonna play a game, but I'm actually really digging this now. If you guys want to hear another weird story that I've got, of like a weird thing happening, but it has a scientific explanation, it's so cool. I geek out about this stuff so much because it's fucking interesting how the brain works, right? I mean, the paranormal stuff is cool and I can't explain that, but like it's also interesting to actually find the actual explanations for things and know that there's an actual explanation for it, but it still be a weird fucking thing, right? Story time, tell. Let's go. Okay. Let me get prepared, chat. So, this one happened after the ghost thing, I think. I think timeline, I'm pretty sure it happened after. It wouldn't have been long after. It might have been the end of the same year, or it might have been the start of the year after. So, around this time, my family lived on, like, a 2-acre block of land. It was, like, water, thank you. So, around this time, my family lived on, like, a 2-acre block of land. So we had a little bit of space, but it was in an area that had like more wildlife and stuff in it. So I don't know how many people in this chat are Australian, maybe a couple of you, but kookaburras, right? I know, weird way to start this off, kookaburras. So, kookaburras, if you don't know what a kookaburra is, it's basically, I'm trying to find a good equivalent. They're kingfishers, I believe. So it's like an Australian kingfisher, but they're a bit chunkier. They're like the funny little fellas who make the laughing noises. If you've ever heard of like the Australian bird that like makes the laughing noises, it's those guys. The chunky birds, they're probably about this big. They're probably about that big, but they're like beefy fellas, and they're cool. Anyway, I like kingfishers. Kingfishers, kookaburras are awesome. We love kookaburras. Anyway, so. This was on the Sacred's property, and it was the morning as we were going to go to school. Like, we were going to school. I had one of those bags that you like, it has like the wheels and like it's like the suitcase kind of ones that you strap the bag onto and you can drag it, right? I'd just gotten one. It was the best moment of my life because I'd always worn like the backpack ones, and I really wanted one that you could drag. And finally, I got one. I was like, holy shit, this is the best day ever. I know what a kookaburra is. Probably butchered on the spelling. You got it right, except you changed the C to a K. And it's not cuckoo, it's kookaburra. So yeah, I got one of those drag things, and so we were jumping in the car, and because it was like one of the drag ones, I wasn't going to put it in the back seat with me. I would open up the boot and I'd slide it into the boot that way. So my mum, my brother, and I, we all walk out to the car, and okay, so let's put the side on for you guys. No, let's put it front on. So if the front of the car is facing you guys, right? The front of the car is facing you guys. Then I'm over this side, and my mum and my brother are over this side. So they'd walked around the front of the car to go over here, and what I'd done is I come here and I'd walked around the back of the car to put my bag into the boot rack. So I lifted up the boot, I got my bag, I threw it into the back, and then I turned around. And as I turned around, a kookaburra like flew down. So we had like our driveway had like a little fountain. There was like a circle, there was like a fountain thing in the middle of it. So, and then like, so the fountain thing was here, the driveway was like here. There was a garden bed that went here, and then there was a little bit of like grassy stuff here before it hit the neighbor's house. So this kookaburra flew down from the neighbor's side of the thing and like started flying across here. And as I turned around, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And as soon as I saw the kookaburra, to me, it felt like time slowed down. And it was the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced, and I've been chasing this high ever since it happened, because it was the coolest fucking thing that I've ever witnessed. And as soon as I saw this kookaburra, right, time completely slowed down. Like, sound, I couldn't really process sound. It was like, have you ever had the thing where you're just waking up and like you know there's sound going on but you can't process what the sound is? It was that. So this kookaburra is flying, and time completely slows down, and the sound fades out into like, I can't really understand, because my mum and my brother were having an argument, and I couldn't hear what they were saying. I couldn't process the words that were going on there, but I could see everything. Fucking everything. I could, like, I've never seen something as high definition as this moment that I saw all of this going down. Like, when I say that when I tell you that I could see everything, I mean that the kookaburra that was flying across my front yard from 10 meters away, I could see the reflection of my front yard in its eyeball. That's the level of detail that I'm talking about here, right? This thing was 10 meters away. It's this big. Its eye's probably about this big. I could see the reflection of my front yard in its eye as it was flying across. And as it came down, it kind of like turned its head to like look at me slightly as it was flying. And it came across here, and the time was slow right up until the point that it got to just before the garden bed that was on the side of the driveway. And as soon as it hit that, and it flew up, time snapped back to reality. And I was dazed for a second. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I did research into this later, because it was weird as fuck. Because I turned around and I said to my mum, I was like, that was so weird. I just had the weirdest time slowing down feeling ever, and she completely brushed me off. She was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I was like, you don't understand. That was weird as fuck. So I did some research into this later. It is actually very common for this to happen with birds, surprisingly. What it's called is, have you ever had the thing where people get into an accident and they say that they felt like time slowed down and they had a second to think about the actions of what was going to happen, and like maybe make up like a strategy according to that for like how they should deal with the situation? It's the exact same thing, but sometimes your brain can be false triggered for it in a situation that's not dangerous. And it's called tachypsychia, and it's interesting as fuck, because essentially what it is that time doesn't slow down, obviously. Your processing speed of your brain speeds up to an astronomical level, and so it means that you can absorb a ridiculous amount of information in an incredibly small amount of time. Because a kookaburra swooping down like that would have been gone very, very fast, and apparently it happens a lot with birds. You can false trigger with birds quite a bit, because it's a fast-moving object that your brain perceives as a threat. So what it does is that like this tachypsychia thing gets induced on the brain to slow it down, so you have a second to analyze what's going on in the situation, so you can try and like act according to it. So that's what it was. It's so interesting to me. I love talking about this shit, because it's so interesting. But like the whole thing of like hey, let me just allow that comment though. Tachypsychia is the coolest suffix combo I've ever fucking heard. Right? It's so cool. It's so cool. And it's an actual thing that happens too. It's crazy. Because like I mentioned this to my dad later, and it's like, oh yeah, I've had the feeling of time slowing down before. I was like, where'd you feel it before? And he was like, when I got into my motorcycle accident, because he got into a biking accident where there was like a T-section here, and like there was a tight turn that came around here, and so he was on his motorbike, and he was coming in from like the T-section here, he went to go turn, but because there was a blind corner there, another biker came around and like took him out on the bike. But as the biker like came around the corner and they were going to collide, he managed to like he that whole slowing down time thing induced, and he had a moment to think about like how he needed the bike to lie down so he wouldn't fucking die. So that was how it happened for him. But mine got false triggered by obviously this kookaburra flying down out of nowhere that my brain just wasn't anticipating seeing. It was so interesting experience, like, and you're not going to be able to fully understand how that looked and how it felt until you actually have one of those moments yourself. Because, like, it was, like, I have never seen the world in as, like, it was like moving from a 10, it was like, you know, like the 1080p videos, how blurry those are? It was like moving from one of those to a 4K resolution thing in the blink of an eye. It was crazy. It was fucking insane, dude. It was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced. Like, your brain just activates and receives so much information that it's like, everything... I say, like, the best way to explain this is that everything looks shiny, but it's not actually shiny. It's just because there's so much input coming in that light is like... I don't know how to explain this properly. My brain over here processing things slow and you became the Flash. Oh, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And the fact that it has an actual explanation as well. Because, like, I searched this up later, and there was, like, so many forum posts, people talking about this exact same thing happening when they saw birds as well. And I think it's purely because birds fly so fast, and, like, if they catch you off guard, your brain isn't expecting to see that, so it induces that to try and give you time to react to what's happening. Because it's so interesting. Man, it's so cool. Anyway, I love geeking out about that shit, because if you want to deep dive into something, chat, deep dive into Takasakia. It is so interesting, dude. It happens all the time with birds. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. I'm trying to think if I have any other cool stories that I can tell. Those are the two main ones that have had some, like, weird shit. Other stuff was just minor stuff that I wouldn't really count as freaky. Or like the things where, if you want to do spooky story reading stream, you have suggestions? You have suggestions? Hell yeah. I actually had a YouTube channel where I did spooky readings, like a few spooky readings. That's been taken down now. I might get back into it though, so if you have recommendations, I'd be down to possibly look at them. Literally, I've had a moment when a bird jumped on my back, and according to my parents, it took me a solid 5 seconds for you to jump. Bro's got the opposite attack style, yeah. Oh man. So interesting. Oh my god. See, Anime, you might be immune to the bird effect now though, because like if you own birds and you have owned birds for ages, your brain's always going to be expecting a bird. You're not going to be able to do it for the bird thing now. You got to get into some life or death situation instead to experience that. That makes sense. Why you wouldn't experience it? Too used to birds, man. Oh, so interesting. Lemon Blossom Girl, excellent piece by the writer at Candle Cove. I will take a better look at that later. Is it Lemon Blossom Girl? Oh yeah, it's on Creepypasta, there we go. Oh sheesh, nothing's actually on Creepypasta. 2021, nice! Maybe I'll get back into reading spooky stories again. Dude, I love spooky shit. I fucking love it. It's so good. Chainsaw Suit. No, I'm on the Creepypasta wiki at the moment. Oh. Creepypasta site, yeah. Okay, I'm still making sure something. Okay. I also am super attentive to birds since they are my favorite animals, so I've never really been caught off guard by them except when the bird jumps in your back when I'm focused. And that would just spook you, right? I think that, like, to have the Takasakia induced by birds, I think that naturally people who own birds aren't gonna really be able to get affected by that much because of the fact that you're always expecting a bird. You never know where the next bird's gonna be, dude. You gotta look out for the birds, right? That's when people say that they got into like a dangerous situation that was like a life or death situation, and they say that time slowed down. There is an actual scientific explanation for why that happens. And I think what tachycardia is that the brain produces like a ton of adrenaline, like to speed it up really, really fast. So you've got the processing capability to fucking split second make a decision as to what needs to happen. So it's so interesting, but it was really interesting that like the sound as well, like the sound you couldn't hear a single thing, because like it's not, your senses aren't getting enhanced. That's a very like that needs to be explicitly noted. None of your senses are getting enhanced. What it is that your brain just speeds up. So like if I look around my room right now, I'm just looking at things the way I normally look at things. My brain is interpreting all of this the way that I'd normally interpret it, right? But because it was taking in so much information, it looked like everything was 4K because I'm seeing everything in like way more explicitly than I would typically see it in like day-to-day life. So it wasn't like my eyesight suddenly got enhanced or anything like that. It was just that I was receiving so much input that it looked like it got to 4K because I was simply noticing everything. What was the version of Bloody Mary that you know? I don't actually know if I know the Bloody Mary backstory. It wasn't really a thing in my school, honestly. It was just the saying it to a mirror 3 times and then like, ooh, spooky lady comes. We didn't really talk about the backstory or anything like that. It was just a one-off thing that we kind of speculated. Yeah, it's not really that big of a thing in Australia. Honestly, I don't, at least in my experience, Australian schools don't really have that many spooky shit that goes around. We had the clown one, the clown with 7 fingers, I think. That one went around a little bit. We went to the Girl Scout camp. Yeah. We don't really have that many spooky stories that have gone around, honestly. I think a lot of it is more American because like you guys have a lot more things that could be spooky. Australia doesn't really have that much spooky things here. We're too new of a country. Like we don't have enough like settler history to have the kind of level of like spooky stuff that America has. Indigenous stuff, I don't really ever hear about there being any indigenous like spooky stories or anything like that. We just have like the Dreamtime stories, which is what we mainly get taught about. At least I don't know if they still. I'm assuming they still get kind of taught about it. We learned about it when we were younger. Forests are spooky, but Australia doesn't really have forests. We just have bushland. And the only spooky thing in bushland are the snakes and the spiders that might kill you. So. That's only if you're in a more of a rural location. Australia doesn't really have forests, which is an important thing to note. But I went to Japan, actually. It was crazy being in an actual forest. I've never been in a forest before. I've only been in bushland. And they're two very different environments. It's a very different vibe that it gives off, so it was interesting. So yeah, we don't really have spooky forests. There's supposed to be an Australian cryptid that is like the Australian version of Bigfoot, which is called, it starts with a Y, I believe. It's not the Yeti. There's also one in swamps, but the Yowie. The Yowie is supposed to be like Australia's version of Bigfoot, that lives in the bushlands. I don't think, like, I don't know anyone who believes in the Yowie. I don't know many people even know the Yowie exists in Australia. It's not really, it's, hang on a second, is that? Wait, Floss, are you still on the stream? I'm gonna hope so. Floss, we should go Yowie hunting. There's a place down in the Gold Coast that's apparently had a lot of sightings. I don't know, but the average person off the street, I don't know many people who have ever thought that. I don't even know many people who know the Yowie exists. I just know it because I'm a fucking cryptid nerd. You only hear your. No. You spell it, I'll put it in the chat. You spell it like this. We also have the bunyip, which is, I don't know, is this one of the ones that I shouldn't be talking about? These are like, these are more, these probably counted as like Aboriginal spooky things, but, they're just like one-off cryptids. Aboriginal mythology is the Yowie one as well? Hang on. Oh, that is from Aboriginal history. Okay, so maybe there is a little bit actually. I thought these might have been. Coming more from when the colonialism era came through. Doesn't look like it though. The Bunyip's an interesting one actually. The Bunyip's more. It's like a swamp one. It's like a swamp kind of animal. That's more people in Australia probably know about the Bunyips than they do the Yowie, but then again, it's definitely not something that the average person just knows about. Like, we don't really have cryptids here. Speaking of forests, would you Google us the Stillwood King? Ah, itchy eye. I've seen the thing on Chainsaw Suit. Is this just another creepy story like the Lemon Blossom girl? The version I learned was that the girl said Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror. That part everyone noticed, and she watches her reflection crawled out of the mirror and then stuffed her in a chest to take and replace her. Damn, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, we didn't really have backstory for Bloody Mary. She just was Bloody Mary. Excellent short cryptid story. Nice. You know the Bunyip? The Bunyip's probably the... I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult, man. Australia doesn't really have cryptids. Actually, let me Google Australian cryptids and see if there's anything else that I might know of. Those are the two that come to mind. Drop bear. Yeah, the drop bears here go crazy. The Dirawong, I have heard about that, but that is I don't know much about it. I have heard of it vaguely though. A lot of this is all Aboriginal. Hook Island Sea Monster, I think I've heard of that one before. Gippsland Phantom Cat. Okay, I've heard about a bunch of these actually, but you would be hard pressed to find anybody who knows about this, let alone believes in them. You'd be very hard pressed to find that. Australians teach scary stuff than what we consider cryptids are just your average wildlife. Pretty much, man. The jury is still out on the existence of the famed Otways panther. There have been alleged sightings of the elusive big cat scurrying its way through the Otways ranges, where the bush meets the beach off Victoria's Great Ocean Road. That's very far south. Supposed sightings of black panthers in bush have been documented since the 1830s, ranging from rumors of big cats in the bush by eastern migrants to sworn testimonies and videos taken in recent years. All have given the legendary creature a similar description, that of a large, black, four-legged creature similar to a panther. Some explanations have been historic exotic animal trades or an evolutionary trail of feral cats in the area, while others have suggested that it comes from a travelling circus or visiting soldiers years ago. I think there was a sighting about this sighting. I don't know how much I believe it. Just recently. Let me just see if this is the footage I think it is. Yeah, it was on the news. Oh, this video could not have been shot on a worse camera. Motherfucker. Hang on, chat. I need to show you guys this. Holy shit. Oh, okay, you guys can't see it. Hang on. Where's my webcam? Okay, there I am. Chat. You could not have shot this on a worse quality camera. That's just a big house cat. That could be a Maine Coon. That's not that big at all. That's tiny. See how high the bush comes up to? You can't even tell what that is. Could be a dog. Welcome back, Red. That's crazy. That's crazy. What phone did you use to record a Nokia 5110? Oh my god, that's funny as fuck, dude. Where do you get a camera that bad? I have no. This is 2019 as well. Bro wasn't even using a smartphone. Dude was like pulling out a fucking flip phone for that shit. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Oh my god.
Oh my good lord.
It's a
Oh my
it's just a normal cat. Australians just take the piss out of shit, man. No one believes in this shit. Oh my god. That's so funny. I wish Floss was still in the chat. I want to talk about cryptid shit. I want to take Floss on an adventure with me to do this shit. Anyway, I don't know anyone who actually believes in any of this shit. I don't think that's a real thing. And if by some chance they did manage to spot that, Victoria, the Great Ocean Road is way down the bottom of Australia. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually right at the bottom. Great Ocean Road. Let me just double check where this location is, because if it is where I think it is, I would have a more plausible explanation for what it is. Yeah, that's way down the bottom of Australia. This is... Okay, let me just show you guys. This is where the Great Ocean Road is. Down here. This area right here. You know what's directly across from the Great Ocean Road? Tasmania. You know what cryptid? It's not even a cryptid. You know what animal supposedly went extinct in Tasmania like 100 years ago? Tasmanian tiger, who are also known to patrol some of the regions along the bottom of Melbourne here. I personally don't think they're entirely extinct. I think if you're going to see a massive animal that vaguely looks cat-like, I'll be much more inclined to believe that it was a sighting of a Tasmanian tiger than it would be a cat. We don't have big cats in Australia. Those don't exist. You only have house cats. We don't have any kind of big cats in Australia, like at all. We don't have cougars. We don't have mountain lions. We don't have tigers. We don't have any of that. If you're gonna spot a big animal that vaguely looks cat-like, I'd go more, honestly, Tasmanian tiger as a sighting than I would cat. Didn't know we still use cave paintings. I'm endlessly skeptic. Like, seriously, who believes in junk like this? Obviously, Australia is fake. We're all paid actors, man. I put this accent on for fun. Ah. There's still supposedly supposed to be Tasmanian tigers in Papua New Guinea. They're up there as well. Like a colony of them was. And there is so much untouched bushland up there. I actually would love to do an investigation trying to track down Tasmanian tiger, because there keeps being reports of possible sightings around one specific area in Tasmania. And there have been as recent as 75 years ago, I think. I would love to go do an investigation down there. I think that would be really interesting. Because I've seen a couple of people go and do an investigation down there, but they aren't down there for long. It's not enough time to even remotely try and find a Tasmanian tiger. And they don't even properly try to find one. They just do a half-hearted fucking look. Like, they just go to the area, throw out like 2 pieces of meat and leave the next day. It's like, what the fuck were you expecting? No one's seen this thing in ages. There's probably like 3 of them still left. You're not just gonna find it by throwing a random piece of meat. Oh my god, it pisses me off, dude. If you're gonna go and investigate something, do a proper investigation. Oh my god. Take me with you. I want to find a Tasmanian tiger. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's all go. Let's go find Tasmanian tigers. Genetic diversity is 3. Well, do you guys know the history of the Tasmanian tiger? So the Tasmanian tiger, first of all, it wasn't actually, I say tiger, it was not a tiger. Don't even, if you don't know what it looks like, Google it. It's not a tiger. It does not look, it looks more like a dog than it does a tiger. They're basically big dog, they're marsupials. Marsupials, they were definitely, I'm pretty sure they're marsupials. Yeah. They're marsupials. They're not cats. They got a pouch. That's kind of sick. Anyway, they're basically big dogs, and they're very cool. And they got into yes, I do. Animate's all over this shit. For anyone who doesn't know, so Tasmanian tiger. When white settlers came to Australia, we only came around 1750, I believe, was roughly the time period that white settlers came to Australia. We're a very new country. We don't have much history like that is white settler here. Like obviously there's a lot of like Aboriginal history. I believe the Australian Aboriginals are actually like the longest descended like native peoples in the world. Like the oldest one, sorry, you can trace it all the way back to like tens of thousands of years ago. It's really interesting. Anyway, it's really cool learning about all this kind of stuff. Have I never mentioned I used to want to be a vet specifically for exotic animals? You have not. That's very cool. So when white settlers came to Australia, they started setting up obviously like farms and like establishing land and stuff like that all the way around Australia. But the Tasmanian tiger, obviously they lived more around Tasmania. When they started setting up like land and stuff like that around Tasmania and like the bottom of Victoria, the Tasmanian tiger would come and it would kill the livestock, like sheep and stuff like that. 'Cause it's a big dog essentially, and obviously if you're gonna put a whole bunch of sheep inside of a pen, that is very easy picking. So the Tasmanian tiger used to come in and basically just cause catastrophe for all these farmers because it would just kill livestock, take it away, eat it, like just kill so much of the herds. And so farmers decided that they had had enough, and there was an order by the government, I believe it was, like a hunting order to start killing the thylacines. So they put out an executive order, and they started basically just genociding the entire Tasmanian tiger species. And there was a couple that they managed to take and get inside of like a zoo, and so they just kept killing them until the point where they did not exist in the wild anymore. And there was a couple of them in captivity. One of them died pretty early on. The second one lived for a while, but because it was the only one they couldn't make it reproduce. And eventually, when that one died in 1850, I think. Oh shit, no, this was way later than I thought it was. Oh god, okay, hang on. Sorry, I got my timelines all wrong. This is 1936. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Although the thylacine had died out on mainland Australia, it survived in the 1930s on the island of Tasmania. Okay, this is way later than I thought it was. Apologies. The last thylacine that was killed in the wild from 1930. Okay, it was actually way more recent than I thought it was going to be. The last one that was in captivity died a little bit after that. 1936? Yeah, 1936. So there was a protection order that was introduced to Tasmania to try and protect the species, which apparently came in 59 days before the last one died in captivity. A little bit too late there, man. Hang on. Go to Annie to get Shadow to finally get some rabies shots. Surprised you guys never questioned my knowledge of animals. I think all of us just have special interests that we just kind of have. Creation of a tree, no one's ever surprised. Yeah, I mean, well, this stream was going to be a gameplay stream. We're just talking about cryptids and shit for an hour and a half. Yeah, there is one video of Tasmanian tiger. That was, like, one of the last things that was ever taken of it. So that footage came from 1935, and it died in 1936, in the second half of the year. It was really interesting, but there was an expedition that took place, this is saying 30 to 40 years after the last one died. was an expedition that took place where a bunch of people tried to actually go find if there was some in the rural parts, like, of Tasmania that there's no houses or anything that's been built up in there. And apparently, like, that was the last... They said they confirmed it, like, they said explicitly that they did see one, but I don't think they ever captured any evidence of it. So, it's... You can be skeptical of it however much you like. I would be inclined to believe that there are still a handful left. I don't know about Tasmania, because they were hunted so extensively. In the really rural bushland, I could see there being a very, very, very small population still left alive. But, like, actually finding that would be incredibly skittish. So, like, I don't know. I would love to go do an investigation around that part of Tasmania. I think it's way more likely that they still live in Papua New Guinea, because Papua New Guinea, there is so much untouched, like, jungles and stuff up there, and they lived in Papua New Guinea. Like, there was reportings of thylacine in Papua New Guinea as well. I would be way more inclined to believe that they still exist up there. There was apparently a sighting from someone, like, I think not even a decade ago, who apparently had one as a pet, but they were part of, like, a tribe that, like, if that pet died, then they would kill it and cook it. So, like, I don't know, like, you could take it either way. Apparently they had it as a pet and it died, like, right before they could get some investigator to go there. Then apparently the investigator found one of the bones and didn't take it. So, honestly, my money's still on a hoax on that front. I don't believe that was a legitimate sighting. Because, like, why would you not take a piece of evidence that could prove the existence of a creature that has been so popularized and so, like, hunted, like, from a cryptid hunter perspective, not cryptid hunter, but, like, you know, like, trying to figure out if they still exist for so long. Why would you not take the evidence from that? So I think that one was kind of a hoax, honestly. I don't believe they're entirely extinct, though. I don't think you could kill absolutely every single one of them when there's still so much bushlands that people didn't inhabit. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. That was definitely not a cryptid. We kind of got off the cryptid train of thought there. They're interesting, though. Are there any other ones? I'm just seeing if there's any other, like, interesting, cryptids in Australia that I can talk about. We got way off the topic of the Always Panther, didn't we? Hawkesbury river monsters, though. Honestly, most river monsters, I think it could be chalked up to catfish, because they can get fucking huge. Catfish don't stop growing, like, ever. They grow to the size of the place that they're in, so if there's a catfish in a giant fucking lake, that's gonna be a giant fucking catfish. I think most river monsters, ironically, there's a show that is literally named that looks like, that mainly captures catfish, from what I can remember. I would be way more inclined to believe that most river monsters, or, like, mainly river monsters, or, like, lake monsters, are catfish. Yarama Yahoo, the Outback Vampire. This is the dream time. The Yarama Yahoo, I hope I'm saying that correctly, said to be a tiny red man with a large head and no teeth, resembling that of a small monkey man or mini monster that drops from fig trees and uses suckers on the end of its hands to devour human flesh. That's awesome! Though the idea might frighten tourists in the land of giant spiders and poisonous snakes, the locals are much less concerned. While the tale of the Outback Vampire might have been used as Australian bush urban legend rather than proven sightings, the mythical monster has been likened to the Southeast Asian Tarsier primate. Although there are no known these are not known to exist in the Australian outback. This is more of a Dreamtime thing. The image here is, I don't know if that's accurate according to what the actual Dreamtime stories are. The Borinjaw, giant lizard, small dinosaur and feathered reptile. There have been conflicting descriptions of this giant reptilian indigenous cryptid, but documented sightings from the 1950s to the late 1980s describe the creature as walking on two legs akin to a 20th century Tyrannosaurus rex. I would say that's pop culture. Local legends depicts a Burundjor, nicknamed by the Australian people as the Old Three Toes, as a nocturnal reptile that feasts on native animals like cattle and kangaroos, leaving monstrous footpaths and missing livestock in its wake. More recent investigations have led to the belief that the lower outback between South Australia and the Northern Territory is home to a large lizard, the Perrintee, who can grow up to 3 meters in length and devour animals as large as goats. This is a real thing? At least the Perrintee is? Hang on. Oh, it's just a monitor lizard. It's just a normal, yeah, no, I was about to say, we have like goannas and shit in Australia that can get very big. Just one of these fellas. I believe it. I'd say that as, these things can get fucking huge. I would believe it. I think most of the time that there is, oh, that's crazy. Whoa, that's an echidna. That's crazy, dude. They tried to eat an echidna and fucking died. That's crazy. Holy shit. These things are OP as hell. Sad that it died as well, though. That's crazy. Sheesh. That's always the hope. Yeah. One of my favorite cryptids I know of is the Black-Eyed Children. That is a very interesting, like, cryptid story. If you want to see a fun map, look at the rat population map. Look at Canada. Hang on. Yeah, these things are pretty much all over the, like, Australian outback. I would believe that one of these could get, like, oversized, could get, like, overgrown and become, like, a threat to livestock. I would 100% believe that. Those things are crazy. You see them climbing trees all the time. It's awesome. Well, not all the time. If you're in an area that has them, you can see them climbing trees. Yeah, we don't really have that many. I'll go back over the bunyip stuff. First acknowledged by the Aboriginal people in stories of the Dreamtime 10,000 years ago, bunyip were also documented by English settlers in the 1800s. Over time, descriptions of the legendary bunyip have taken many forms, from a mythical beast to a nocturnal amphibian that lurks in swamps, billabongs, and riverbeds. Billabongs is mainly where you hear the bunyip being talked about. According to Australian Aboriginal religion and mythology, the word bunyip was originated by the Wemba Wemba people of Victoria, as roughly translated to scary monster or an evil spirit. The water-dwelling creature is allegedly a sea monster that feasts on humans. It's not really a sea monster, it's more of a swamp beast, whose cries can be heard in the outback waters come nightfall. Nowadays, scientists and investigators believe that the bunyip could now be an extinct giant wombat known as the Diprotodon that lurked the inland waters 20,000 years ago, and the haunting sounds perhaps come from bitten marsh birds. Others believe it may just be a case of mistaken identity from European settlers who, at the time, also found kangaroos to be quite mystical in their own right. That is interesting. I haven't heard them being compared to the wombats before, actually. That's a new one for me. That's interesting, because, yeah, we used to have these, so what you need to know is Australia actually used to have quite a large number of really fucking big animals, and they all went extinct really before people really settled around Australia. I think in some of the old Aboriginal stories, I think they have, like, Aboriginal tales of, like hunting them. And I think the Diprotodon was actually one of the last megafauna to go extinct, if I'm not mistaken. It was, I think it was one of the longest lasting ones. It didn't, comparatively to other megafauna, I don't think it was, it's like as late in the, as early to die off in the timeline as what a lot of them are. Australia used to have a lot of big animals. We still have a lot of relatively big animals. This is the skeleton of one. Do you know of the knot deer? I think I do, yes. Just, I'm not supposed to say that word, am I? The Native American creature I'm not supposed to say by name. Is it specifically the W version? Can I say the more mainstream version of it? It's just specifically the W word that I'm not supposed to talk about? Megafauna is so sick, dude. Yeah, this is the skeleton of the Diprotodon. These guys are really cool. They're like giant wombats, essentially. I love cryptid shit, man. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to like look through it. That's interesting though. I haven't heard the Bunyip be compared to one of those guys. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. I would actually believe that might be where the story came from, because if it's an Aboriginal Dreamtime story, those stories are thousands of years old, and they all got passed down through word of mouth. Pretty well intact, if I remember correctly, because I mean, I think it's the same for a lot of like indigenous cultures, but like indigenous Dreamtime stories are very well known for being like passed down verbally. Like you'd have like the elder tell the stories and like get passed down to the, and like etc etc. I would 100% believe that got passed down from when the other guys, like the Diprotodons, were still alive. Sorry, you want to see the rat map? The rat map of the world. What, did you say the population? Rat population map, man. Look at Canada? What do you mean? I'm not seeing that much rats in Canada. Do you mean there's not many in Canada, or...? Rats are everywhere, man. We have 2 mice living in our backyard at the moment. The rectangle? What fucking map are you looking at? The blue rectangle? That's where they don't inhabit. What do you mean? I find American cryptids really interesting, actually. The Jersey Devil is one that I think is intriguing, because it is the most hoax-looking cryptid imaginable. It's the rarest spot in the middle of Canada with no rats. Yeah, why are there no rats there? Clean no rats here. That's the entire province of Alberta. They got rid of them? How did it? What do you mean they got rid of them? The fuck do you mean they got rid of them? My family's from New Jersey, that's where my parents grew up. Do they believe in the Jersey Devil? American Crypt is really interesting. Chupacabra is one that I think is really interesting, especially. Rats are gone. There are border patrols. The fuck do you mean? What do you mean there's no rats? I don't know, I've never asked. You should go ask them, Anime. Oh, the Headless Horseman. I love it. I love a good Headless Horseman mythology as well. La Llorona. I'm looking at a map at the moment that has a bunch here I've never even heard of. Mothman. There we go, Red. It's really fascinating. It is not uncommon for Albertans to think rats are fake. The Headless Horseman's song is a bop? I haven't heard the song. It's really interesting. Bigfoot... I don't know what to think about Bigfoot. I'm gonna be honest. There has been some evidence that is kind of interesting. I'll be honest, the oldest footage of Bigfoot, you know, the really, like, the peak, the pinnacle Bigfoot footage, the one where he's walking through the riverbed, I'm gonna say it, I think that shit's fake as fuck. There's been scientists, like, get on that shit and be like, oh, this can't possibly be a man in a suit, because, like, he walks really weirdly. Yes! What? Someone could definitely walk like that. In fact, it actually looks extremely like a man. There was footage of the guy who, either the guy who recorded it or one of his friends. I think there was footage taken of him after that video was recorded, and you put that shit side by side and it looks almost identical. Like, I don't think it's a valid piece of footage, but it's the one that cryptid experts get the most hung up about. Having said that, I don't think that discounts the idea of there being a primate species in America that is just really good at hiding. I mean, America's got shit tons of wildland. There could be. Who knows? I think that the more concrete evidence, like footprints and stuff, is way more possible. But it doesn't help that it's such a massive phenomena now, and that you can get your 10 seconds of fame by faking Bigfoot footage. Like, if you were really dedicated to making something that was really realistic, you could 100% do that. Can't play on the stream, but you should give it a listen off stream. I will. Yeah, it's unfortunate that, like, a lot of these monsters get so popularized because, like, people stand to fake them. They stand to gain by faking footage, so it's like, you can't 100% trust what you're hearing and stuff like that. The Jersey Devil, I think, is one of the fakest things ever, though. It's awesome. That shit, you can't even explain that one as something that could exist because the anatomy is so awkward and the supposed sightings of it are just so awkward that no animal on Earth could possibly look like that. It's like the anatomy, it's too stiff. It just doesn't even move. How does something like that, it's not fluid. I think people maybe just saw a really weird bat. I don't know, I like to get into the more scientific things behind a lot of these things. And like, from an anatomy standpoint, something like that just couldn't even fly. Like, the wings are too small, man. Like, the supposed photograph of it? Nah. Nah. Nope. This shit. This is so, it doesn't even, like, that wing is tiny. How is it flying? Tell me that. Explain it to me. Give me the rundown and... Oh. Fakest thing ever. Someone with a normal sleep schedule. Me, Australia, Canada, rats in New York. See, you've got it, anime. You've got it. You've got it nailed down. This can't fly! The anatomy doesn't work! I think that Loch Ness is interesting. There was something recently, actually. There was a recent piece of supposed evidence that came out, which I think is probably one of the more compelling pieces of Loch Ness footage. There was a, it was a sonar scan at the bottom of Loch Ness that someone took. And they managed to catch something that looks, I guess, like what the Loch Ness was supposed to be. The things are on the surface of the water. I don't really believe that, because there are trees all the way around the loch. It's dead branch. It's specifically the sonar scan is the one that I would put more credence in. I think it was this one. Like, obviously, this could be faked, by photoshopping it, but, I put more credence in it. This one. This was a sonar scan that came out, like, last year, I think, from a captain who had a sonar on his boat who supposedly, like, photographs this. I think this is probably one of the most compelling Loch Ness pieces of evidence to be captured. Sonar I trust way more than the above water sightings. It looks like a crab. What? Not really. Also, except for the fact that, like, this is big. Like on the sonar on the sonar, this is big. That's huge. Anyway, I think this is very interesting, this one here. I would probably believe this more than a lot of the other stuff that comes out of supposedly Loch Ness sightings. Chosen new rabies. I don't know, it's interesting. I fuck with cryptids so heavy, dude. I would love to do a deep dive on cryptids. Because there's some of the more, like, lesser known American ones that I think would be really cool to cover. Like, apparently, pretty much the entirety of this map. There are so many in here that I haven't even... I mean, maybe I've heard of them before, but, like, I haven't, I can't remember them that well. Oh, Nine Rouge. This guy is awesome. I love this myth. This one's really cool. There's a whole festival that takes place around him, actually. It's really interesting. Anyway, I would love to do a deep dive in these. I don't think Anime's even realized their mistake. Wait, what was my mistake? What was the mistake? What did I do wrong? This looks really cool. Oh, did I? Sorry, Red. Whoopsies. Also, Aztec. I don't think there's really any Aztec cryptids because Aztec itself is like the Aztec culture. Sorry. It's pretty old now, so a lot of it can just be drawn up to like create a mythos. Or just like legendary monsters, so they're not really, I wouldn't classify them as cryptids. But Aztec mythology is super interesting, dude. Man, I need to start a series where I just deep dive on a whole bunch of legendary creatures. They're so cool. They're so cool, dude. Yeah, there's quite a few Aztec creatures actually. Anyway, it's interesting. Was one of them literally called Sinkhole Sam? Yep. Another fun fact about Alberta and its war on rats, there's an emergency hotline for rats. It gets thousands of calls. That's so funny. Want to know your favorite mythological creature? Yeah, hit me. I want to know. Tell me. Tell me. I want to hear it. Fairies? Oh, are you a fairy believer? That's interesting. Have you seen the guys who get obsessed with fairies on YouTube and they just go fairy hunting? I think the majority of supposed fairy sightings are the most CGI shit in existence. Hey Entropy, welcome in. We're talking about cryptids at the moment. Welcome in. We're beyond too long. That's all good. Hope you're doing well. We might actually end up soon, chat. I'm really gonna go to the bathroom and I don't want to. I might as well just end the stream because we have been going for like 2 hours and I probably need to go make some food. Mothman, my beloved, hell yeah. Have you seen the Mothman statue in like the town that's known for it? And like, I think the arse or something is the brass on it's been worn clean. That's so funny. Celtic mythology fairies? Okay, I'm not as familiar with those. so funny, dude. Oh, like the ones that are more like the evil fairies? Is that what we're talking about? Like the ones that can't touch iron and shit? Sealy and Unsealy? Yeah, those are really cool. I love the Shadowhunter series. It features those. Like that's what the fairies are in, or the fae people are in the Shadowhunter series. Really good, by the way. The Shadowhunter TV series is pretty good. The books are better, except for the fact that they're written from the POV from the most insufferable, fucking annoying. Oh my god, I hate her so much. Clary is the worst main character. But the books are so good! The lore is so good! They just gave her the worst they made the worst main character in existence. She pisses me off. Anyway. Oh. I don't know if fairies love fairy / fae. Yeah. The fae are really cool, yeah. The wild hunt and shit, that's awesome. I love a good fae story. Celtic myths are really fun. Is this, no, hang on. Is it just when we get back to fairy? I love the wild hunt. Wild hunt is so cool, dude. Oh, I might have tacos for lunch. What about like the hard shell tacos? Ooh, that sounds good right now. Having soft tacos later? Hey, we're on the same wavelength. Let me go in here. Yeah, Irish and Scottish mythology is really interesting because there isn't a ton, ish. Scottish mythology is really cool. There's one specific one that I know. Oh, Kelpies, Selkies. Fuck, they're so cool, dude. I love Selkies. Kelpies are sick as well. There's actually a lot of Scottish mythical creatures that I think are really interesting. I just need a deep dive on these, man. Oh, in the new year, maybe in the new year. Oh shit, hang on. See, I need to keep an eye on my tracking. Not that they're connected or anything, chat. I'll give you a hint. If you want a hint as to what one of the secret pins in the channel currently are, it's for this shit. And a little bit, and some other stuff, but this shit. I give the sources to look through. I love Celtic. Shoot me that. Give me that. Give it to me. I want it. Please. Pass it over. You guys aren't getting anything more than that, though. But I will be making content to do with stuff like this in the new year, so. Once again, enabling Adam. Look, man. If you watched the Yap Fest video I put up on the weekend, there's a very good reason why this is going on a separate channel, which you'll see when that video drops. But just know it's this and a bit more. I'm still pissed about the Superman joke too. Red, you're like the only person on the mod team who knows this so far. I think Shadow might know it as well, but like no one else. We need to challenge the mod team to figure out why, to try and work out why I chose that last name. That's so good. The what? The Jesse Clark channel. Anime. I'm gonna give you 3 guesses to figure out why I chose last name Clark. If you know me, and you know one of the specific things that I love more than anything, You might be able to guess. Granted, it is a bit. I know you love Daredevil. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. You're in the right topic. Oh, it's so good. Ding 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 ding, we have a winner! I chose it because it was supposed to be like a secret identity apart from my legal name. Red's hated me ever since. What? Nerd, I am. I'm such a nerd, man. That's not even, oh, I'm still so pissed I couldn't get, so I've had to change, okay. I am starting up the entertainment company. We're going to be releasing the game studio I'm putting together. At the moment, we're releasing it underneath the name that I've got trademarked for it. But the name that I had to trademark isn't the name that I originally wanted to go for. Do you guys want to know what the original name that I was going to go for was? Nimbus, yeah, what Red said. Does anyone want to take a guess as to why it's going to be Nimbus? You'll guess half of it. I want you to guess the other half. I want you to guess the second half of Nimbus. And what it was short for. Red's dying in chat. I couldn't trademark chat. I was so salty. I wanted this name so bad because it was the perfect fucking pun and it was so good. It's a great word. It would have been so fun to trademark this name, chat. And then Nimkus Anim, yes. What is the other half of that? I was so salty because I wanted to trademark that and then I couldn't trademark it because they were like, oh no, Harry Potter has the Nimbus broomstick in it, so you can't trademark that because of that. And I was like, are you shitting me? It's one thing and one piece of media and I can't trademark that as a name? Oh, I was so pissed. Pretty sure that's a superhero. That's not what it was. Bus. Yeah, I just really like buses, man. Do we want to take a guess as to what bus would be short for? Red, I'll get you on the call after they guess us in chat. Anger, rage, malice. Bus or bust? No, neither of those. I'll give you a hint. Bus in the word. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. Anime might be on it. I'll give you a hint. You don't pronounce bus as bus in this word. It's pronounced differently. I'm so salty I couldn't get this. I'm so salty. It's not a, no, anime, it's not that. No. I should have your head. That's not, no, banned, yeah, no, not that. Oh my god, no, I would not name a company after that. Could you imagine? No. I'll give you a hint. The bus is at the start of the word and you don't pronounce it like bus. And it's not a 5-letter word. It's longer than 5 letters. Considering this is going to be the name for a company. Come on, you can get it. I believe in you. Animate's got it. It's literally short for Adam's business. Oh. Oh my god. Red, do you want to shout at me, man? Did you actually want to call? Nerd. Nimbus is such a good word, and it's so funny the origin behind it, because I can guarantee you that no one would think about it like that. And then I just pull it. Dude, I need to trademark this. I couldn't trademark it in the video games category. I need to try and put a trademark into a different category, so I need to secure this name if it's the last thing I do, man. I just need to yell at you. Red, you're allowed to do that. You can call me if you want to, man. So funny. So funny. So funny. Oh, he's calling. Hey, what's up, man?
I'm going to kill you.
You sure about that?
Also, you're short.
Alright, we're leaving. This guy sucks, chat. Woo, woo, woo. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Terrible. Terrible dude. Oh my god. Anyway. Chat, this has been fun. Did you guys like talking about cryptids and paranormal shit? I love talking about this. It's one of my favorite topics. And I'm not telling Adam. What do you mean by that? Oh, my cat's having a big snooze. Oh man. Anyway, chat, I reckon we actually might call it here. I'm really hungry. I think I'm gonna go make myself some tacos. I want tacos. I think I'm gonna have tacos. And I'm gonna have salmon for dinner. Yeah. I am recording some of these recipes that I make, by the way, so they're gonna be up on Jesse Clark channel next week. Probably. Yeah. Alright. Chat, I reckon we ended up here. I hope you guys had fun. I've had a lot of fun. I need to message Floss and try to pester her into coming ghost hunting with me at some point. Clark. With an E on the end though, so it's not exactly the same, but... When I get super mega famous, they're gonna make fun of me for that, chat. Alrighty, fellas, I hope all of you have fantastic rest of your day, /night, /whatever it is for you. I'm gonna get some heckin' food, because I'm hungry. But I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it won't be, what's the day? It's the Wednesday today. Hopefully this weekend is when I'll stream next, so. Bye-bye, chat. Adios. Goodbye.